Hello everyone, I'm Chad Miller and welcome to my dissociative identity disorder. Well, this past 3 days has been a doozy. I've been sitting in the car before work doing this video just because I've got a lot on my mind, and by the time I get off work I might have lost some of that insight. Who possibly knows? So this past Saturday I had switched a couple times, maybe a few times, maybe 3 times, I don't recall at the moment. This whole weekend has been a blur. Well, not total weekend, but so yeah, Saturday was a lot of switching events. Sunday I had 2 seizures. That's been a fairly recent thing that I'm still waiting on answers for. And then yesterday, or I should say last night, I'm going to talk about one of my alters. His name is Capxon, and he hails from England. Very flamboyantly gay fashion photographer, who has been, I guess, he's been a source of comedic relief. He's absolutely ridiculous, and I when I think of him, I think of the guy, the flamboyant guy on the Stanton Optical commercials, if you're familiar with those. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I'll post a picture of him when I edit this. So that's who I think of whenever Derek tells me about Capxon. Capxon has been harmless, and recently, on one of my switches, Capxon fronted, and my husband Derek had to return some medical equipment to the office, and he clearly didn't want to leave Capxon alone by himself in our apartment, so he brought Capxon along. Well, Capxon hasn't had really much experience in the outside world, and it captivated him. And apparently he's become obsessed with wanting to be out in the world. So that happened last night. He bamboozled Derek and left the apartment and went for a walk, a rather lengthy walk. And he came back, found his way back, fortunately. Coming back to a very, very pissed off Derek for every reason imaginable. So that's not good. This whole weekend between Did and the seizures, or I should say these past 3 days, it's taking its toll, emotionally, physically, mentally, and I'm feeling extra depressed. A lot of which is because at 45 years old, I feel like I need to be babysat because of these conditions. And that's a tough thing for me. Also, you know, with having to miss work because of these issues, is uncomfortable. My job has been so tremendously understanding, and I am far above grateful for that. It hurts because, well, for one, I like to be reliable and dependable. And they understand it's not my fault. I can't control it on either spectrum. But then I feel like I disappoint my managers, my coworkers, my friends. And I shouldn't, but I do. So that's really difficult. And plus, being a server / bartender, missing work is obviously missing daily money. So there's that, and then it's just the emotional toll that it takes on myself and Derek. It's a lot to wrap your head around, and oh, there's a hot guy jogging. Hello. Sorry. So yeah, there's so much to deal with in dealing with Did, and then on top of that, having seizures from an unknown source at this point. I'm hoping I get answers on that within the next day or so. So yeah, that's where this is at right now. We've ordered a medical ID bracelet that says dissociative identity disorder, which can't come soon enough. So in an instance where one of my alters does get out of the apartment, gets themselves lost, it happened to be that we've got the app called Life 360. If any of you are familiar with it, it's as long as I have my phone on me, Derek is able to see where I'm at. Capxon did not grab my phone last night, so that was part of the frustration as well. Otherwise, he could have, you know, gotten in the car and got him, and brought him back home. So, steps are being taken. We're gonna make sure that after I'm home for the day, or after running errands, I'm and make sure I get all my ducks in a row so I don't have to go back out. So that way Derek can take the keys, both sets of keys, to the car. So that would prevent any of my alters from driving if they know how. I don't know. And I don't want to take that risk, clearly. Other than that, because of the way that Capxon bamboozled Derek into letting him out of the apartment, he changed his dialect, because obviously he clearly has a British accent, and it's, so Capxon had Derek believe that he was me, which is why Derek didn't have an issue with Chad leaving the apartment. So I was thinking of like coming up with a safe word or a password or something like that, that if Derek questions the identity of myself or my alters, he can say, you know, what's the password? And I could say, if it's truly me, I can give him that password. And since I don't communicate with my alters, it's a weird concept, but I don't communicate with them, so all the information that I get about them is through Derek or anybody else that might be around when something happens. So technically I would think that none of the other alters would know that password, but we don't know that yet. So maybe we'll have to play with that, and if it turns out that, you know, one of the alters decides to try to trick Derek into thinking that they're me, if they give him that password, then we know that they know things that I know, because I don't know things that they know. So it's kind of weird. I know it sounds strange, but yeah. So Capxon is a liability now, and that's sad. I didn't want to cry at all. It's just so frustrating, because there are a couple dangerous alters that I have, and I truly believe that Capxon meant well, but I don't know. So yeah, and that's it.